Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be making this balloon or bubble skirts, whichever way you know it as. I made mine using 2 yards of Ankara fabric, and when making choice of fabric, do well to make sure that you use a fabric that is very strong. You don't need a fabric that is light for this tutorial. So if you want to have a better look and have it this full, then you will need a fabric that is very strong, and you will need at least 2 yards of fabric. You can see how mine looks very beautiful. You can see how beautiful and colorful it is, right? So we are going to be learning the stitching and how to cut these during the course of this video. If you are new here and you haven't subscribed, please do well to hit on the subscribe button, and please turn on your notification bell so that when we upload another video, you'll be first to get notified. With that being said, guys, let's just get right into today's video. So guys, these are the materials I'll be using. I have a zipper here. I'm going to be making use of this, and then I have this lining. You also need a lining for this, and this is the Ankara fabric I'll be using for this balloon skirt. Now when making choice of fabric, just make sure that the fabric you are using is very strong. Okay, don't go for the one that is very light. Go for something Ankara that is thick and strong. All right, now this lining is currently in a fold. Can you see? So I folded it this way. So by the time you fold it this way and you take the measurement I'm working with is 50 inches. So on fold, what I have here is 25 inches. All right, remember is in a fold. So when I measure from here to here, I have 25 inches. That means when I open it up, I'll have 50 inches. All right. Now, measurements I use for the wideness of this fabric is my round hip circumference. My round hip is 42 plus 8 inches, making it 50 inches in total. So use your hip circumference and then add extra inches to it. The width for this lining is 18 inches. Now the length I'm working with for the skirt is 20 inches. So I took away 2 inches from the lining, which means the Ankara fabric is going to be longer than the lining. That way, when we are done making it, the lining is not going to be showing from the Ankara fabric. You are going to understand that during the course of this video. Now, when I took the measurement from the Ankara here, I have 20 inches. So the width for this is very long. It's very long. So I'm going to first measure. You can see that I have about 60 inches here, and then I will measure it again. So when I measure it again, I also have 60 inches here. This is like full tape 2 times, and I also have extra. So the essence of this is just to get more gathers. The longer your fabric, the more gathers you have, right? So now I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and run a gather stitch at the top and also on the bottom area here. After running my gather stitch, this is what I have. So I'm going to pull on one of the threads. Make sure you are pulling on one thread. When you are making gather stitch, you do not back stitch. It's a loose stitch. That way you can be able to pull on it this way, just like what I'm doing here. The essence of this is so that I will get the exact length with that of the lining. All right, so I'm going to pull on it till I get about 50 inches in length. Remember, my lining is 50 inches, so I'll pull on this until I get that 50 inches in length. So this is what I have currently. Is in a fold. All right, you can see this is what I have. I only did this on the upper part. So when I measure it, since it's in a fold, I have about 25 inches here, which is correct. Now I'm going to bring my lining and open it up this way. Now I'm going to also bring my Ankara fabric, like the one I just made gathers on, and I'm going to place it on the lining right side facing each other. Make sure you are placing this right side facing each other, and you're going to start by placing it this way. Just place it this way and then stitch it down to the end of the lining. All right, just stitch it down to the end of the lining. After stitching, this is what I have. Can you see? This is what I have after I was done stitching it, and when I turn it over, this is how it looks. So the essence of me making my lining shorter than the fabric is so that the lining is not going to be popping out when you put on your skirt. It's not going to be popping out, like it's not going to be showing when you put on your skirt. So your skirt or your Ankara fabric has to be longer than the fabric, at least 2 inches. All right. So now that I'm done with that, the next thing now is for me now to make the gathers on the down part here. So for the down part, I'll just loosen it up. I want to leave about 1/2 inch from the beginning. So I'll just loosen it at least a little and then start making another gather stitch. So this gather stitch I'm trying to make now, it has to be my round waist measurement. All right. So the second gather stitch, it has to be your round waist measurement, because this is where your waist, like this is going to be like the upper part, like the waist area. So it has to be your round waist measurement. So my round waist measurement is 35 inches, including the zipper allowance is 34. Then I added 1 inch for the zipper allowance, which makes it 35 inches. So I'm going to pull on the down part until I get 35 inches. Next, you're also going to run a loose stitch on the lining as well. So you need to also run a loose stitch so that you also pull on it for the lining to give you your round waist measurement. So I'm going to do that and show you guys. After I have been able to like pull on it, and this is what I have right now. I also did same thing to the lining pieces, and if you notice here on this fabric here, these areas here was kind of like loose. So I'm going to make sure that when I'm stitching the lining to the fabric, I'm going to make gathers on that area. So for the lining, I have also pulled on it, and like I've also done the made gathers on it, but the gathers is not much because you know the lining is not very, the fabric is not very long compared to the Ankara fabric. So I'm just going to place them this way. I'll take away the excess threads I have here. So your lining pieces, you're not going to have too much gathers because the fabric is not much compared to that of the Ankara fabric. I hope you understand. So you are going to place them right sides facing each other this way, and you're going to stitch. So when you place it this way, you will notice that the Ankara fabric keeps popping up like this. So this is fine. All right, this is what I've been trying to explain early, like from the beginning of the video. So I'll just stitch on that area, and then I'm also going to do same thing to the other side. So just place it this way and stitch as it goes like that. Just stitch on it like this, and then you're also going to repeat same thing on this other side. Bring it this way, right sides facing each other, and then stitch it down like this. So after I was done stitching, this is what I have. I've stitched down these areas, and you can see that the Ankara fabric is like kind of popping up this way. All right, so I'm going to bring the lining out and the Ankara right sides facing, like I'll bring everything to the right side. So just bring out everything to the right side and then arrange it very well. So just make sure you arrange it very well as it's supposed to be. So just arrange it. So if you notice from the bottom part here, you will notice that if you can see, you will notice that the Ankara is longer than the lining. Okay, so this was why I said that make sure that your lining is at least 2 inches shorter than the main fabric. All right, so you can see. So now that I'm done with this, I'm just going to arrange them properly. The next thing I'm going to do right now is to now attach my waistband. You can already see the effect on the fabric, right? You can already see the effect on it. So for the waistband, I have these pieces here that I've cut out. I also went ahead to iron my interfacing on it. You can either use edge stay or paper stay for this. The width for this is 5 inches. And I'm going to now place this on the wrong side of the fabric. Now the length for this is my round waist measurement. I also added 2 inches to it just to be on the safe side. All right, so I'm just going to place this right side facing the wrong side this way. all right, and then I'm going to stitch it around the waist, turn it over to the right side, fold in 1/2 inch, and then top stitch on it. Just in case you didn't get that, I'm going to repeat this again. Like I said, place it right side facing the wrong side, turn it over to the right side, fold in 1/2 inch, and then top stitch on it. So guys, after I was done stitching the waistband, I also went ahead to add a zipper to it. Now when you stitch your waistband, if you have any excess, cut it out before you fix your zipper. At some point I didn't know how I misplaced that clip, but I'm totally sorry about that, and I just hope that you guys understand this. If you watched this far and you haven't subscribed, please do well to subscribe. So guys, this is how mine looks after I was done recreating mine, and you can see how beautiful it is, right? Please let me know in the comment section what you think about this video, and let me know if you'll be recreating this in the comments down below. Don't forget to leave a comment, don't forget to like, and do not forget to share. I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye for now.